How can I sell my tenanted property? In this guide, I'm going to cover the basics of selling a tenanted property, what your options are, and the potential challenges. Recent events have made it a lot harder to be a successful landlord. Interest rate rises have eaten into monthly profits, leaving many spending more each month just to keep and maintain their properties than they're receiving in rent. Throw in an impending rule change which will require all tenanted properties to have an energy efficiency rating of at least a C, which means expensive works for 75% of all landlords in the coming years. This squeeze has led to a recent poll finding that 34% of British landlords are looking to reduce their portfolio or exit the market completely. What's more, selling these investment properties can be more complicated than a normal sale, so the standard get an estate agent approach might not be your best option. What are my options? Most tenancies in the UK are known as ASTs, Assured Short Hold Tenancies. These are generally signed for a term of either 6 or 12 months, after which they become rolling, meaning they are month-to-month agreements with no fixed end. Some landlords looking to sell will attempt to evict their tenants first, in the hopes that an empty property will achieve a higher price due to its wider appeal. However, if the tenancy is still within its fixed term, an eviction will not be possible unless there has been a clear breach by the tenant. On top of that, if as a landlord you have failed to register the tenant's deposit with an official deposit scheme or haven't kept up with your gas and electricity safety checks, the eviction can be an extremely long and expensive process, complete with fines and legal fees. For these reasons, many landlords prefer to sell to other investors who are happy to benefit from the immediate income of a tenanted property. How do I find a buyer? When looking for a buyer, willing to take on a property with a tenant in place, selling with an estate agent on the open market may not be the wisest approach. Most estate agent buyers are looking for a place to live. A tenant in place is likely to turn off virtually all of these end users, who won't be able to get a residential mortgage for the property and most likely won't know the first thing about getting possession from a tenant. Where does that leave me? This leaves you with limited options as a seller. There are some agencies that specialise in selling to landlords. Alternatively, you can approach a professional property buyer like Gaffsy, who understand the legal processes of purchasing with tenants and have a background in holding properties for investment. A cash house buyer will generally look for a discount of around 15% off market value, but with this, they bring you the security of knowing you have an experienced buyer who doesn't rely on borrowing money and can navigate any challenges in the sale. So for a free, no obligation offer on your tenanted property, give us a call today.